Hello everyone, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we're going to compare two budget offerings, the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next with the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 4. So the Redmi Note 4 is a hugely popular device in this price segment. It starts at 9,999 for the 2GB RAM variant, then it goes up to 12,999 for the 4GB RAM variant. There is also 3GB RAM variant available for the Redmi Note 4. Now we have the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next, which is the latest budget offering, priced 11,500, and this comes with a 2GB RAM and quite a decent specification. So in this video we'll compare these two phones and see which is a better device to buy in this price segment. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first step, let's have a look at the design and build quality. So design wise, you can see that the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 4 is an all metal unibody construction, while the Samsung J7 Next is made of plastic finishing. And not only that, the Samsung J7 Next has the same design language as that of any other J series phone. There is absolutely no difference. In terms of the design aspect, we have this home button, which is physical home button, two capacitive touch buttons, and the same set of design we see on any other J series phone, especially the camera unit, LED flash, the speaker mounting, almost all remain the same. Now the Xiaomi's Redmi Note 4 is a refined design in terms of the previous generation Redmi Note 3 and looks much better. It has better build quality and design also feels quite good. So in terms of the design and build quality, we would give it to the Redmi Note 4 because it's an all metal unibody construction and feels pretty premium as well. Now let's talk about the display. So we have a HD display, that's a 5.5 inches Super AMOLED display on the J7 Next, while it's a 1080p resolution full HD display on the Redmi Note 4. The Redmi Note 4 also comes with a 2.5D glass. You can see this is a 2.5D glass on this device now, and it also comes with a toughened glass, while there is no screen protection offered on the J7 Next. Now looking at the screen quality, the J7 Next produces some really good colors. It's a bit more saturated in nature because it's a Super AMOLED panel, while on the other hand the Redmi Note 4 produces some really good display quality, and also the touch response feels slightly more smoother than the J7 Next. So overall, in terms of the display quality, we would give it to the Redmi Note 4 because it's a full HD panel compared to an HD panel, even though it's a Super AMOLED panel on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next. Now let's talk about the software. So here we have two different UIs. One, we have the Android 7.0 UI. This is the latest Samsung's TouchWiz UI. And if you look at the settings panel, it comes with the new settings panel. It looks good actually. It's a simple UI, looks pretty simple as well. But it comes with a lot of additional features. If you go to the advanced settings, it has lock and masking apps, one-handed UI, multi-window is there, dual messenger is there. You can run two instances of social messengers, and additional modes are also included like easy mode, support for themes, and this runs on Android 7.0. That's the latest version of Android. You can see Android 7.0 is supported on this device. Now this phone comes with a custom UI. The quick toggles and notification center are customizable, and there is also some additional tools like secure folder, secure mode, and Samsung's core apps are also included in this UI. So overall, the Samsung's UI looks quite good. Now talking about Xiaomi's Redmi Note 4, this comes with Android 6.0 out of the box, although there is a build available for manual installation. Although the final Android 7.0 version has not been pushed via OTA, you can actually install Android 7.0 on this device, and this comes with MIUI 8. You can see the custom notification center and quick toggles. There are lots of tools included on this UI. It comes with second space. Then light mode is included, then dual app support is there, then additional options including support for app locking via fingerprint scanner, and theme support also included. Then there is security app, and additional tools are included. So it's really customized UI and a feature rich UI, and provides a lot of additional features as well. So in terms of the software performance, we would say both these devices are quite good in terms of software performance. Does a pretty good job overall. And now let's talk about the performance aspect. Now talking about the performance, so we have two different chipsets on these two devices. We have an Exynos 7870 octa-core chipset coupled with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage available on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next, while we have the Snapdragon 625 with 2, 3 and 4GB storage available, RAM available, and the storage is 32GB and 64GB available. Now looking at the benchmark score of these two phones, we can clearly see that the Snapdragon 625 is more powerful than the 7870 Exynos octa-core chipset, and it definitely shows up in the gaming experience. While the gaming performance of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next was quite good and satisfactory, the the Redmi Note 4 provided a much better gaming experience with 3GB RAM in the same price segment, and even with 4GB RAM, it was better performance than the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next. Now in day-to-day experience, we would never see any major lags on both these devices. Both these devices are quite good and does the job pretty well in terms of day-to-day experience. But when it comes to heavy graphic-rich games and heavy performance, that's where the Snapdragon 625 definitely has an edge over the Exynos chipset on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next. Now both these devices come with dual SIM cards, and we have dedicated SD card on the J7 Next, while it's a hybrid SIM card on the Redmi Note 4. Both the phones come with 4G LTE and VoLTE support out of the box. Now talking about the call quality, both the phones are quite good in terms of the call quality. The speaker performance is slightly better on the Redmi Note 4. Now let's talk about the cameras. So we have a 13 megapixel camera on both these devices. We have dual LED flash on the Redmi Note 4, while it's a single LED flash on the J7 Next. On the front panel, we have a 5 megapixel shooter on both the phones. Now looking at the cameras modes and options, you can see both these devices offer quite good features and tools and filters included, and that does the job pretty well. Now looking at the camera samples taken with these two devices, you can clearly see that neither of these phones are really great in terms of the camera performance in this price segment, but we would say the Redmi Note 4 produces slightly better color quality overall. When we reviewed the J7 Next, we said that the color quality was washed out in most of the photos, and that happens in most of the outdoor photos, while the Redmi Note 4 was slightly better in that aspect in terms of the color quality and sharpness levels. So that was the camera performance. You can see that the Redmi Note 4 is the slightly better camera smartphone out of these two phones, while neither of these two phones are great in terms of the camera performance. Now additionally, we have a fingerprint scanner on the Redmi Note 4, while that is missing on the J7 Next. So the fingerprint scanner is a really good addition on this device and does the job pretty well. You can also lock and unlock apps apart from locking the device with the fingerprint scanner. Now additionally, there are lots of things missing on the J7 Next. We don't have an ambient light sensor. That's one of the major issues missing on this device. No fingerprint sensor and also no ambient light sensor. So some basic sensors are missing on the J7 Next. Now let's talk about the battery. So we have a 3000 mAh battery on the J7 Next, while it's a 4100 mAh battery on this Redmi Note 4. So while the J7 Next can easily get through 1 day of usage in moderate usage, but you can get more than a day, or rather 1.5 days of battery life easily with the Redmi Note 4 with the Snapdragon 625 and the 4000 mAh capacity battery. So now we have compared these two devices. So which is the better device to buy here? Our choice in this comparison would be the Redmi Note 4, because it comes up with a better design, better display, better processor, better performance overall, slightly better camera and great battery life. And it's a great package in this price segment, and comes in 3 variants: 3GB, 2GB and 4GB RAM, and it goes up to 64GB storage. Now looking at the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next, there isn't anything major to talk about this device except that it comes with Android 7.0 and a Super AMOLED display. Everything looks pretty average on the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next, and it comes with just 16GB storage at 11,500 rupees and just 2GB RAM. So in this comparison, we would definitely pick the Redmi Note 4. So that was the detailed comparison of the Samsung Galaxy J7 Next with the Redmi Note 4. Hope this video was useful. Do hit the like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.